Hey everybody, Gramma and Mia here for Gramma Gamers channel, and I'm going to continue on with part 2 of Cateau. Cateau? I hope I pick up where I left off. Never having been for one sitting around, come afternoon I treat myself to a walk. Some might think that walking is a bit of a peculiar treat, but in a city like Paris, it really is. There's always something beautiful to see, something exciting to discover. I've been walking around the city virtually every day for years, and it still never bores me. On the contrary, it helps dislodge writer's block and distract me from other woes. One of the streets and spots I always come back to, though, is this little old street passing by the small park. The trees happen to make for a great spot to just get away from the sun on a hot day, an added bonus. Suddenly, I spot an orange fuzz in the periphery, and I instinctively know it's a cat. It's funny, the things that you notice once you're actively looking for them. Well, it's either that or I've been afflicted with cat-engineered nanomachines altering my perception, which in all honesty is a touch unlikely. Look at the little kitty! If that bell was gold, I would say it was a Namazu in disguise. You'd have to be a fan of Final Fantasy XIV to know what a Namazu is. Rather than a fully grown cat, this one's a mere kitten playing with the leaves beneath a tree. Playtime is disrupted, however, when a pedestrian tramples by, startling the little creature. Aww. After having taken cover by the tree for a while, it tentatively returns to its game, soon blissfully distracted. I'd love to join in, but I don't want to frighten it again either. Yeah, don't frighten the kitty. Choose. Sneak closer, not drawing attention. Let it know you're getting closer. How do you sneak closer without getting attention? We don't want it to run away, so let it know that you're getting closer. Considering how that person storming by scared the poor little thing, I should probably let it know I'm approaching beforehand so that I don't scare it again. Look how cute, big blue eyes. I walk closer carefully with slow, deliberate movements, quietly calling out to it. Hey, little friend, don't be afraid. Turns out kittens don't do well on the whole hearing comprehension front, and it curls up into a small nervous bundle. Oh, poor little guy. Don't be scared, I'm a friend. I stopped for a while, giving it some time to realize that I wasn't going to stampede by or do it any harm. Clearly anxious due to my presence, I need to do something to break the ice. Oops. Tell it about your day, try to pet the kitten. Why would you tell a kitten about your day? Let's try to pet the kitten. It's okay, don't be afraid. I crouched down slowly, extending my hand, but not so that I touched the cat, trying to coax it to come out of its shell to me on its own accord. This approach is getting me nowhere, leaving the initiative in my hands. Poor baby. Ever so slowly, I reach further, but just as I'm about to give it a reassuring pat on its head, it bolts off behind the safety of the tree trunk. Realizing that I've botched this quite badly, I decide to cut my losses here to avoid leaving even worse of an impression. He really cares about kittens and cats. Getting my phone out, I take a quick photo for Ro before heading off in the opposite direction. Oh, look at how scared he is. Poor kitty. Okay, now we're going to text Ro again. Good thing I know just the person to ask for advice. While sending Ro the picture, I take the opportunity to do just that, relaying my actions. You need to be more careful with the poor little cutie. Don't do things that can be perceived as aggressive. I don't understand. I moved slowly, spoke to it in a quiet voice. What did I do wrong? Sometimes with a scared animal, the best thing you can do is just leave them alone. Sure, you can observe, but stand far enough away that you can't pose a threat to it. If that seems to still get them antsy, just leave. I just didn't want to leave it all alone and frightened. You tried to do a good thing. Don't worry about it. Just be more aware of how it must think of you, and that if scared, it might not be very rational. Thanks, Ro. Hopefully it won't have had a fright next time I see it. If I do, I'll be home soon too. When I get home, I enter Ro's room. I just wanted to let you know I'll be visiting the bakery at lunchtime tomorrow. I need to grab a cake for Rico for work's birthday. If you want to come along, I'm sure the cat will be there. I think I'd rather stay here. They say it's going to be very hot out tomorrow. But if you see it, you know the rule, right? Right. When you see a cat for the second time, you must name it. I remember. I'll head out again and go to work soon. Good luck. When down by the canal, I keep an eye out for the scruffy cat, but I don't run into it again. Go to work. How come I don't get to choose? I guess I just gotta go to work. No scruffy cat. Work turns out like usual, pretty uneventful. Why does he keep going under the bridge to go to work? I love this music. After some well-deserved sleep, I head out to grab that cake. To be honest, I'm more excited at the chance of seeing the cat again than to celebrate with my coworker. I should get the cat something. It looks like one that would appreciate something edible. I take a quick detour to a grocery store and I quickly find myself in the small pet aisle. I have no idea what the cat likes, and the picture of the jars littered around its bed pop into my mind. Maybe they had contained something it liked, but I can't remember what label it had. What should I buy? Olives and shrimp. Normal cat treats. Olive. Let's go with normal cat treats, because I don't know what the cat's like either. No, that jar had to be intended for the garbage. Who'd leave a glass jar out and about for an animal after all? And at the end of the day, cat treats are designed for, well, cats to eat. Even if it hadn't liked them, it'd hardly do any harm. Oh, that fat cat. Okay, that fat cat is just too funny. When I reach the bakery, I find the cat resting in its makeshift bed yet again. It seemed to be quite fond of its little box, and even though it is visibly somewhat too small. Good afternoon, cat. I bring thee a tribute of treats. Whoa, cat woke up. The cat raises its head with a slow, lazy sway, letting out a big yawn, exposing a line of long teeth. It blinks slowly at me, and I reach out, petting its head and scratching it a little behind the ear. Roselle sends her well wishes. She also wants me to grant you a name, if that would be okay. Chubby cat. Let's go with Chubs. Chubby. Let's go with Chubs. Chubs. Chubby. Yeah, let's go with Chubs. How about Chubs? Cat's probably thinking, I'm fat, I'm not chubby. Oh. Does that sit well with you? Oh, he likes Chubs. Chubs meows. I know it's just in response to me making sounds at it, but I can't help but to add, in a friendly, sarcastic manner, then again, you don't seem to do much but sit. No kidding. A pause accompanied by continued petting before I reach into my pocket for the treats. I've got something for you. Once in hand, I rattle the packet somewhat to get Chubb's attention. The cat eyes me with a sort of semi-enthusiastic curiosity in its eyes, standing up to get a good look at what I'm doing. Opening the bag of treats results in a meow as Chubbs sniffs the air. I single out a treat and serve it to the cat out of the palm of my hand. Chubbs gives it another skeptical sniff before tapping it with a paw. The treat, clearly terrified, flees out of my hand and falls down onto the bed. Chubbs taps it some more, making sure it cannot escape again before looking up to me with expectant eyes. Like, what is this? Go ahead, it's yours. It's certainly not for me. However, Chubbs doesn't pay the morsel any more attention no matter how I try to coax it. I suppose Chubbs must be a connoisseur of fine food lacking any interest in cat treats. Well, that certainly didn't work out the way I'd hoped. I'll have to try to appease the cat somehow else. Scratch its cheeks. Those puffy cheeks look fit for a good scratching. Using the tip of my finger, I gently scratch its cheek before moving to scratching it behind the jaw. Chubbs clearly approves, a humming purr radiating from a very pleased cat. It angles its head to give me better access, and the scratching continues for a few minutes before turning its head to the other side, and the process is repeated. Chubbs' purr slowly grows more quiet until it drifts off into a nap, its head resting against my hand. Ever so carefully, I lower its head into the bundle of the blanket bedding, succeeding in doing so without waking Chubbs up. I realize that I'd already spent much more time with Chubbs than I had intended, and I need to pick up that cake already. Hesitantly, I give Chubbs a last pet on the head before saying my goodbyes and escaping into the bakery. Ooh, homemade bread. It's bustling with more activity than usual. When the owner scurries by, I receive the great news. Business has been going well, and they were moving to a new, bigger place not too far away. I congratulate her, apologize for not having much time to chat before taking my leave, cake in hand. I'm home. Unlike the usual silence, Ro calls for me. Oh, that's good. Meayumi, can you come over for a minute? When had she last been the one to call out to me? That's something I haven't considered being a possibility in a very long time. I walk over to her room. Wow, the clothes have been picked up. Yes? Roselle plays with her hands as if she's unsure on how to bring up the subject. Thank you for the photos. They were nice. However, yes, that kitten. Was there anyone with it? No, it was alone, I think. Isn't that strange? For a kitten to be all alone, I mean. I guess, but it had a collar, so it might just live nearby. She doesn't look convinced. You know what? I'll see if I spot it on my walk and make sure. That would be great. Let's offer, see if she wants to come. Do you want to come and see? I can see how she considers it. How her brows furrow and her eyes trace the crevices of the floorboards. It might get scared with yet another stranger around. Best you go alone. Scared of frightening it? That's not an excuse I've ever heard from Roselle, the great cat whisperer. Maybe this case is a little bit more delicate, but it's not like the kitten trusts me either. However, she doesn't want to. I can't force her. I'll just do my best then. Wish me luck. Good luck. Empowered by her blessing, I head out. Just before leaving, I put the cake in the fridge and make my way to the old pedestrian street again. I'm surprised to see the kitten sitting next to the tree, just like it had the other day. It feels a little strange to find such a young cat out here all alone again. I would like to have a closer... Oops. I missed that. The kitten is sitting next to the tree trunk, looking at a passerby. It looks healthy, so somebody must be feeding it at least. I really hope that I'm just overthinking it. Look at that kitty. From our last meeting, I know I should be careful when I approach it. No sudden movements or sounds that would scare it. Having made my approach, I speak to it softly to get its attention. Hey, little friend, we need a proper name for you two, don't we? Oh, good grief, I gotta... I'm gonna name it Namazu. Yeah, he's got the Namazu belt. Again, gotta know Final Fantasy XIV. Namazu, what do you think of that? The kitten glances at me with big eyes, which I decide to be in approval. This reminds that I still have cat treats in my pocket. Maybe Namazu will like them. But I'm not the only one with eyes for the kitten. A kid separates from his mother's hand to chase the kitty. Oh, there goes the kitten. Namazu runs away, but in my direction. I can't let it get away. Follow the kitten, stop the kitten. I can't let it run away. I step out in a wide stance to quickly be able to react to the kitten's every movement. Now as it blasts past my left, I had greatly underestimated its speed. Kittens are fast. Are you kidding? They're like lightning fast. I have to give chase to not lose sight of it. I end up running 2 blocks, chasing after the kitten, being just fast enough to see it just as it finds a doorway to hide in. I stop, not wishing to scare it any further. I'm not in that bad of shape, but this kitten has me beat. Well, that's because cats are fast. I rest my hands on my thighs and try to catch my breath for a moment. I'll have to try and redeem myself as Namazu is curled up in the corner, looking rather shaken. Throw a treat at it, close in on it, try to calm it down. Okay, let's try to calm it down. Throwing something at it's just going to make it run. Namazu looks scared, and it should be. It was just pursued through half the neighborhood. Yeah, by a crazy man or a crazy girl. But I feel that it is very important to try to contact its owner. What if it has run away from home? The streets look fairly clean, so I sit down, draw a deep breath, hoping that if I act calm, it'll calm down too. I'm sorry for scaring you, Namazu. I speak softly to it and then wait until I see the kitten calm down visibly. I'm gonna throw a treat to it. Well, there's no twigs to use for play, and even if there were, I'm not sure that'd be a good idea. Maybe a bite to eat will help the little creature feel at ease. This situation isn't exactly what I'm used to, but I believe in the versatile powers of food. I crouch down and I toss a treat carefully so it lands next to the kitten. It snaps its eyes on the new object and sniffs the air. When it's convinced it won't move again, it sneaks up on the treat and eats it. When finished, it sniffs around the ground for more. I throw another one, and the projectile makes Namazu shy away before quickly returning to eat the food. I throw the treats closer and closer to me so Namazu can get within reach. Whoa. However, Namazu becomes aware of that and grows more careful approaching the treats, backing away when it has grabbed it. Sneaky little guy. It's a slow process, but I get the kitten close enough. Grab it, let's try to feed it. Yeah, grabbing a kitten could get all scratched up. Try to feed it out of hand. I slowly pick out a few treats and place them in my palm. I extend my hand slightly in front of me, making sure the kitten can see them. Namazu looks at them but hesitates, so I throw one of them halfway between us. The kitten crouches down and sneaks up to the treat, carefully watching me. After snacking on the nearest treat, it looks curiously at my hand, stretching its head out. It takes a reluctant step towards me, and I have to stay completely still. Movement like a statue, a gargoyle on Notre Dame. Wait a minute. On Notre Dame. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Or maybe not a gargoyle. They come to life, right? As Namazu gets closer, it grows braver and walks up to the last steps to smell my hand. I feel its whiskers tickle my fingertips, but I stay still as the mountain. Namazu takes the first treat, and I can clearly hear it snap as it bites into it. One after another, the treats disappear until my hand is empty. I know Namazu won't like it, but I'll still have to grab it to check its collar. My hand eases closer and picks the kitten up. Uh-oh, scared kitten. I quickly press it against my chest to stabilize it. Namazu tenses up as soon as I touch it, but feels slightly calmer after a few seconds in my bosom. There you are, such a good kitty. I try to soothe the kitten and gently stroke it with my thumb. When it is calm, I place it on my lap to check the collar. Namazu meows, and I find a phone number that I write down on my phone. When that is done, I loosen my grip and stroke the kitten gently to make it forget my manhandling. Then I have to let go, and Namazu scurries away, but I don't think we're back on square one. I leave some treats on the ground in case it comes back and leave. As soon as I get home, I walk into Rose's room. I got a number. Namazu had one on its collar. Oh, and I followed your rule. I named it. I also forgot to mention that I named the bakery cat as well. It's Chubbs. What are we waiting for? Call it. I type in the number and let the signals go by. They go on for longer and longer. No answer? Doesn't appear so. I'll have to try again later. Well, keep me updated. I will. Oh, I get to go to work again. Don't forget to take the cake out of the refrigerator. I try to call a few more times. Eventually, I give up and head out for work. There are slow news days, and then there are dead news days. Well, he's hanging around underneath a bridge. What's he waiting for besides a cat? I need to get something published today or my boss will get on my case. Might as well have a stroll and see if I can at least find something worth writing about. The city, beautifully lit in the dark as I find my way down to the towpath, is probably one of the prettiest spots around here. Another advantage it has going for it is the fact that for some arcane reason, almost nobody ever goes there, rendering it a quiet place for thoughts to be had. Hang on a moment. What's that sound? My pondering is interrupted by aggressively growling and a tremendous noise under the bridge. My curiosity is getting the better of me, and I suddenly walk over to check the source of the racket. Oh, the cat is back. In the glow of the lamplight, there's a group of cats staring at each other, hissing and swatting their paws. Oh, the gangster cats are out. 4 of them seem to be working together against a somewhat larger, rougher-looking one. Street thugs. Could it be the same one from the other day? It looks like it, and it appears to be in trouble. Let them resolve it amongst themselves. Try to interrupt the fight. Pour water over them. Okay, let's interrupt the fight. 4 against 1. No. Uncool. I can't let them fight, so I run up shouting, flailing my arms and causing a general stir, hoping to end the tussle. Much like most readers of the paper, they couldn't care less about my attempt and roll around in a ball of claws and hissing anger. I have nothing to break up the fight with. Oh, maybe I should have poured water on them. They don't care in the slightest about my opinion on the whole fighting business, and putting a hand in there would likely end in roughly the same manner as shoving into a wood chipper. You think? I can't do much better than look on helplessly as they fight it out. In the end, it's the lone cat that comes out on top and chases away the rapscallions with a visibly weary, its chest heaving with a ragged breathing. Ah. Okay, 4 against 1. Those street thug cats. I walk closer wanting to help it, but it gives me one quick look of disappointment that causes me to stop dead in my tracks. You couldn't help me. I guess that it was none too pleased about my interruption. Clearly, this cat is a cut above most, and it deserves some form of distinction. King Gangsta Cat. He's the man. Well, King Gangsta Cat, you're clearly made of sterner stuff than most. Mind sharing your secret? King Gangsta Cat starts walking along the water with an air of authority, and I tag along at a respective distance. It stops, but this time it's not facing the canal. It looks into the corner of the wall. Maybe there is where it spends the night. While certainly stuffed with trash, there doesn't appear to be much in the way of food. Clean up the garbage, offer food. I still have a few treats left, so I fish them out of my pocket and crouch down, offering them from my hand. Oh, yeah. Gangsta Cat who just kicked 4 other cats' butts, and you're just going to feed it out of your hand? Okay. King Gangsta Cat looks at me with a spark of suspicion glinting in the eye, not making any move to approach. I throw a treat between us in case it just doesn't want to get close to me. Look at the cat. It walks up to the treat with a scowling expression and swats it dismissively into the water below. Oh, cat with an attitude. Note to self, King Gangsta Cat really doesn't like cat treats. Skip treats over the water. Let's see. No, he may need the treats for the other ones. Touch the cat. Let's see what happens. Okay. Turns out the worst thing that could happen is a cat peeve to the highest degree. Then again, it was just involved in a bit of a scuffle, so I suppose it was a fairly dumb idea to intrude on its personal space. Still visibly displeased, it makes its way into the shadow beneath the bridge, and I know better than to bother it further. Smart. While certainly not the smoothest of friendship, I get the feeling that King Gangsta Cat is at least somewhat less indifferent towards me. King Gangsta Cat and I have to part ways for now, but I'm looking forward to meeting it again. Once back at work, inspiration hits me. I could always write a little piece about the issue of abandoned cats around the city. There you go. After all, I noticed before, so bringing it to a light might result in some good. Hey everybody, that's it for part 2. I hope everybody is enjoying this, and I'll see you at part 3. So take care, have fun, and be safe out there.